Talk about Standard Bank. It has an Africa-wide business. It's 20% held by China's ICBC. Market cap here, 236 billion rand. So hot on the heels of FirstRand. PE of 10.3 and dividend yield here of 4.9%. How does Standard Bank stack up to FirstRand in your view?
Well, it's a lot less appealing now than it was a week ago before the news of the whole, forex collusion came in. I think Standard Bank are going to probably be hit hard by that. A combination of that and the very poor results coming out of Liberty, which Standard Bank has a big holding in. Standard Bank, for me, is actually on paper fundamentally a very good business. Every year, though, there's these one-off events that seem to impact them and results in disappointing results coming out. So, I used to like it because I thought it was exceptional value where it was, but I'm a bit concerned, going into this year.
Paul?
I'd like to just drill, there's the share chart, so let's just pause with that. So again, it looks similar to FirstRand without the very good performance in 2013, 2014, and it's had the same sort of choppy reactions around 145 now.
But I want to go back to what you said about FirstRand. Hold that share price graph up, because the downside there, as you see, end of 2015, beginning 2016, that is the impact that the changing of the finance minister 3 times in a row had on the share price of our banks, and it's across the board. So
correct. Although the circumstances were slightly different, there was the debt downgrade possibility mixed with that, and then the currency
debt downgrade
variation.
Possibility has not disappeared. And should we meddle with Treasury?
Well, and since then we've also had what might be regarded as political instability in the US and elsewhere, compared to which we look quite good. I don't know. The rand is at a very strong level. Then it went all the way to 16.99.
With regard to the latest saga and the currency manipulation, should we see a head at the top roll?
I think there'll have to be some sort of accountability. We haven't actually seen that yet.
Nothing. Nobody has stepped forward.
Nobody has stepped forward. Invariably there'll be 1 or 2 traders that get fingered and maybe like we've seen overseas, with I think it was SocGen that had a similar sort of currency issue.
But it won't impact your top tier management. Is that what you're saying, Nesan?
I hope there's more accountability, but I don't think there will be.
What's the worst case scenario? Because I've also seen articles by Stuart Theobald and other journalists who said it's a lot of it is offshore rand dollar trading, and B, it's a long time ago, and C, it's not even arguable that it was or had any significant effect outside of a few guys chatting in chat forums. So are you seriously expecting a big fine running into the billions, which relates to their total revenue from Forex over an extended period?
So just to interject,
what's
there,
the worst case scenario?
And the likes of the Alec Hoggs and the Stuart Theobalds are all saying that it's populist media that are taking this on and driving a furore where there is none. Nesan?
So, we'll have to go into the investigation, because if it's just, if it's an example of say, Standard Bank getting a very big order in and having to work that order through a network of other banks, without necessarily having any bad intentions. I think, it may be collusion in the strict definition of collusion, but it may not have, it may actually have benefited the market by introducing less volatility had they had to work in the market themselves. I think, though, that the Treasury and the government are really out, to set an example. I don't think the fines are going to be in the tens of billions. Potentially, at 10% of turnover in Standard Bank's case is 9 billion per year.
For the whole bank.
For the whole bank.
But there have already been comments that were fines to be imposed may relate only to that part of the business. I don't know.
Yeah, so, on the flip side of it, you've got to also remember that governments all over the world are fining big corporations, just because they need revenue. We saw what the US government did with Volkswagen and company Europeans.
We saw what the Nigerian government did with MTN.
With MTN. So I think, it's a lot more palatable these days if you're a big corporation, to get a fine that you have to obviously negotiate down.
So you could see a protracted kind of wrangling followed by some sort of settlement that ensues. I don't know. It's
well,
very
let's
tricky.
call this one hot or not.
I'm going to say not hot.
Paul?
Yeah, I'm going to go with not hot too, more as I've been alluding earlier to concerns around the general environment and the funding costs than this issue, but it is interesting conversation.
Not hot.